Welcome to the Photo Report. I'm here with Jenavieve Belair, and she is an amazing photographer, and just going to be hearing a bit about what she does, who you are, and yeah. So could you even just start off like giving just a little bit of a background on who you are?
Yeah. My name is Jenavieve. I am from Minneapolis originally.
I was just there.
And I moved here 8 years ago. Have been shooting for the last 10 years.
So you're shooting out in Minnesota and then
shot there, shot film forever. Yeah, and then once I came out to LA, things got a little bit more real. And so I've been shooting lifestyle campaigns probably for about the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did you get into photography?
My dad actually gave me an old AE1 when I was younger, and so I brought it on the school bus, I brought it everywhere, and I shot my grandparents, I shot my whole life, all the time, and then slowly got into digital. I had like a little Nikon D70 or something, and then I shot everything. I just shot my life, and then shot my friends, and then shot my friends in clothes, and then those brands noticed.
Shot your friends out of clothes?
Yeah, shot my friends out of clothes for sure. And then it just kept happening. It's still happening.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because you have, how would you describe, I could describe your style, but how could you, or how do you describe, or like what do you strive for when you're shooting pictures?
I try to be as laid back and natural as possible. So for things to be as candid and less contrived is always my main goal. I would say that my work is kind of like it like breathes Southern California. So, I would say like laid back beach life.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you call it?
Yeah, it definitely has that lifestyle fun, get out there, if you were to hashtag it, get out there, adventure.
Ooh, I like that one. I'm going to use that.
Good. It does. It has that. It would be very fitting for, stuff that you've been tagged with, like Free People, Urban Outfit, that sort of vibe of like youthful. Pursuit of fun.
Well, I think for the most part, that's because what I'm doing.
Right.
I call my friends and I'm like, hey, got a backpack full of clothes, let's get in the car, let's just go. And sometimes I don't know where I'm going. California, you have the mountains, you have the beach, you have the desert. So I could literally be anything I wanted to be for that shoot, and I'm shooting along the way, and so it is like this youthful trip that's happening.
Yeah.
So it's mostly just me and my friends that are doing it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's the most natural way to do it versus like having to like source every aspect of the shoot outside of yourself and be like, hey guys,
Yeah. It's easier that way. I don't really ever shoot in a studio. I probably plugged it on the light maybe one time. I don't like makeup artists. I don't like stylists.
Yeah.
I love them all. They're incredibly talented, but for what I'm going for, it's not like my look.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not having any styling done? You're just sort of like throwing clothes on friends?
Pretty much, yeah. I like to think that I've got some okay style. So between me and my friends and like what we have and what brands send us, we just kind of dress ourselves into it.
Love it.
Yeah.
It looks really natural, which is sounds like what you're going for.
That's exactly what I'm going for.
God. So I feel like a lot of questions I've got asked from younger photographers is like, how do you start? Like, I want to be a lifestyle. Everyone wants to be a fashion photographer.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to basically do what you're doing. How does someone, or how do you start just getting like?
Yeah.
Either like, what if you don't have friends who are model quality and with cool style? How does someone get those relationships, or how did you moving from Minnesota start getting those relationships?
I guess I lucked out when you say it that way.
Yeah.
If people have asked me before, I get emails and people saying like, how'd you start? How'd you meet these people? Where do I start? And if I could tell them anything, I would say, bring your camera with you everywhere, first and foremost. But then if you're going to try to shoot fashion, I guess ask. Reach out to certain people. Don't be afraid to ask. Everyone wants to do something creative, so find people that are, doesn't even have to be good-looking models. Just shoot your friends and go on an adventure. That's how I started doing it. And we were like 14 at the time, so we were all in that awkward stage. None of us were even cute yet. So I don't know. I started shooting my sister mostly. And then, I mean, once Instagram happened, it was easy for me to post that, tag the brand, and then the brand to see. Mm-hmm. So that was a huge, like an open door for me. So people could do that. I would just get your friends and go out there.
Yeah. How much, that's a good, when you just mentioned Instagram, how much of shooting for brands has come through that avenue in terms of just a lot?
Yeah. Instagram has been huge. I mean, it's crazy that it's this little app, and it's a really superficial app, so it's interesting to put like so much work or put so much out there and believe in it so much, but it has connected me in a way with brands all over the world that I would have otherwise never been able to connect with. And it also, you know, I think in the old days people would get a book of your portfolio, and people are so busy that they don't have time to look at that, and now people are forced to scroll through and see what you're doing. And so I've been in front of more eyes than I could ever even have dreamed of.
Right.
So it's been good.
Amazing. And so you're having brands hire you now.
Yeah.
Hey, we found you on Instagram, love your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's how so many of my emails start.
Yeah.
And I think once you're like in the industry, your name gets bounced around.
Right.
But getting in there, Instagram was definitely the way in for me.
Yeah, amazing. And then have you ever thought of or pursued sort of going with a rep?
I have.
Yeah.
I have gotten a few emails and been contacted by a few, and some days I think that I'm in a spot where I'm ready for that.
Right.
But I really pride myself in the way that I work with people, the way that I handle people's budgets, like my correspondence, that I would have to find somebody that had the same general disposition that I did, and like the same kind of heart that I did, and could communicate that way. So I think it's just a matter of time until I find the right person. Because, I mean, I would love someone to email me and be like, hey, Friday, you want to shoot this huge campaign, and me not have to work for that? I mean, that's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the next step. It's definitely the next step.
Rad. And within the stuff that you're shooting, what are favorite jobs that you've been on recently?
I think I like things that are less of a production. So the less people that are there, the more I love it. So sometimes it's like the smaller shoots that I'm doing, like brands will send me a box and pay me to go out and just handle the whole thing. And that I love, because then I'm in complete creative control. I get to do whatever I want to do. But I don't know. I mean, urban has always been really fun, because it's always like, hey, let's get some dirt bikes and go to the desert.
Right.
So I think that I've created my own look now. So the shoots that I'm doing are, for the most part, like everyone hanging out. So they're all fun.
Yeah, no, amazing. Within that, and just sort of, I think a tendency goes, like, when you start shooting something, people start hiring you for that thing. Are you feeling sort of creatively challenged? Are there things where you're feeling like, okay, I want to do something else? If so, like, what are those things?
There's been a few of those times where, sometimes I feel like I get on Instagram, and a lot of us are doing the same thing with the same people for the same kind of brand. And I've definitely hit a few spots where I'm feeling creatively stifled. Like, how many girls in jean shorts can I shoot? I mean, a lot, but so. But
then make it different from the next shoot.
Yeah, exactly. And for a long time, I felt like I was doing something different in the beginning, and sometimes I don't feel like I am anymore. Right. So that's hard. And I think that maybe like doing more studio and mixing in my style and my like laid back look could be something really fun for me. But that's actually when I got into weddings, was when I kind of felt like I was getting stuck in this vain fashion world, which sometimes it can be. So I kind of segued to weddings, and now they give me like a little bit more of love and like a feeling of fulfillment sometimes. Yeah.
And talk to me about a bit of that sort of blend of stepping into weddings and.
It was weird at first. I never ever thought that I would be that. I mean, I'm a really romantic person, but never thought that I could handle that kind of load. Right. And my friend got married, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I'll bring my camera. And so she had a photographer, but I shot. And then when I got home to look at the photos, I realized like I can do that. And so that was maybe like 2 years ago. And I've just started shooting them, and it's been, I mean, I've traveled to amazing places for them, and it's fun because I kind of get to mix my lifestyle with wedding, because I don't want to be that like contrived, posed,
right,
like kind of thing, you know? So I try to put this candid life back into wedding photography and be creative. So I've kind of tried to make a hybrid of them, and I think I'm doing it. I'm trying to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat. And have you been enjoying that balance?
Yeah, I love it. It's good. I mean, every day is something so different. Like, I could shoot girls in jean shorts one day, and then shoot a family session the next day, and then go shoot food photography the next day, and then go shoot a rapper. Like, it keeps me sane instead of having to wake up. And I mean, photography can become a job like anything else. So I'm trying to stay balanced.
Yeah. What have been some of the bigger struggles, like just being a freelance photographer and all that you just sort of dealt with, come across
I think,
in the middle of?
Like, trying to figure out how to put yourself out there was awkward at first. Like, how do I rave about myself? Which is essentially what you're having to do. Like, hey, my work's awesome, like it, hire me.
Right. And if you're not saying it in the text, you're at least like hoping that's happening.
Yeah, so that was really weird at first, to try to figure out how to brand myself and push myself out there and how to like gain attention. And then I realized that once I started doing it for me and putting out what I liked out there instead of what I thought other people were gonna like, is when I gained more of a following. And so when I was just doing it my way for me is when things started to roll the way I wanted them to.
Yeah, that's fun. And then how much are you trying to go out and do personal shoots versus getting hired for shoots?
I should do them more. I really should, because they make me so happy. I mean, not nearly enough. I used to do them, but now I feel like I'm so busy that it's hard. And the days that I do have off, I want to like take my dog to the park and lay down.
Right.
So I'm trying to, and I've recently been trying to shoot my family more, like just in our natural setting, because I realized I have a million photos of models.
Right.
And I started shooting my family and my life, and I realized that it's kind of gone the opposite way. So I'm trying to get back in touch with that.
Are they still in Minnesota? Are they out here?
They're out here. Everyone's out here.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we all made the big move together.
That's fun.
Yeah, they're down
Makes
the street.
it easy.
Yeah.
Just back to Instagram, how do you curate yourself on Instagram?
Yeah.
Like, and how intentional are you with the posts, and do you have sort of a system, like daily, week, that sort of stuff?
Like what I was saying before, when it was for me and only what I liked, what I thought was cool. So it's like I'll go through a shoot and I'll have 1,500 edited images.
Yeah.
And there'll be 6 that stand out to me. And I'll pick the ones that I like. And sometimes it's like, I don't know if people would like those, but I like that and I think that's rad. And so I don't know that I really have a system. Like, there's no color scheme or planning. I try to do daily. I try to put that out there. I also try to not think about it too much. And I try to not like really exist with Instagram, like, because it's hard to like be so connected to an app.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful for it. So it's this weird dynamic. I don't know if I have a system. I mean, daily.
Yeah.
A photo of a girl a day, maybe 3 times a day. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
Depending
system.
on how awesome the shoots were that week.
Yeah. Depends on how I'm feeling that day.
Cool. Within film and digital, talk to me about just mixing the two of those. And I know you said you started out with film, went over to digital. Sounds like you're shooting weddings digitally. But when are you shooting film? When are you shooting digital?
So yeah, I started on film for years and years, which was good because it taught me like the mechanics of the camera and the manual settings and everything and how to use the light.
Yeah.
And then I went full digital and lost touch with film for a while. And maybe like the last 4 years, I've tried to do if I'm doing a campaign, I try to do 50-50. But the turnaround rate now for when the client needs the photos has become so fast that a lot of the times I don't have the ability to do film. So whether or not the client wants it, I'm at least shooting 2 personal rolls and Polaroids on a film so that I have that for myself. But I mean, I push for film all the time, at least 50-50. But a lot of the times it ends up like 70-30, or sometimes they're not interested at all. And I mean, now with editing, it's horrible to say, but you can emulate that film look so easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to do more film, but digital's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so quick. So, but yeah, weddings are definitely 100% digital. I would be so scared to shoot film at a wedding.
Yeah. What's your film stock that you like?
I go back and forth. So, I mean, Portra is like color, love it. I do a lot of 120, more so recently, and then so probably like 35, 120, and my land camera is my favorite, my Polaroid, and Portra for color. Sometimes I go on eBay and buy expired film. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And Ilford is probably my favorite black and white. I mix it up. I've been buying a lot of expired, like weird film on, I do a lot of Velvia too, but a lot of weird film on eBay that I like never heard of, and I get that 35 and put it in, and sometimes it's terrible.
Yeah.
Then I have a disposable camera in my car, so I use that a lot.
Yeah, nice heat treatment to the
Exactly.
to the film. Leave it in
Yep.
there. That's good for it. A little color shift.
Yep. So yeah, I mean it's a mix, but Portra and Ilford are my go-tos.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, any sort of parting words in terms, just like, what about advice for someone who's wanting to shoot like you? You know, so I want to be like Jenavieve. What would you say to that person who's just starting out, just got a camera, loves taking pictures?
I would say that if you have something that inspires you, I mean, all great artists copy other artists or gain inspiration from other artists. So if I could be that person that inspired somebody, I would say 100% go recreate an image of mine, or go, ask models, ask people, and go out there, and don't be afraid to go out there, and don't be afraid to put yourself out there and show people the work that you've created. And you would be surprised oftentimes how much people love it. And so I would say just to go get inspired by something, and to go out there and not know what you're doing is like, that's the best thing ever. I still sometimes don't know what I'm doing. So just get out there and just go do it. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't plan it. Just go.
Just do it.
Just do it, yeah.
Good slogan for a company somewhere.
Yeah, weird.
Well, Brad, thanks so much. Love having you on here. Love getting a chat. And stay tuned for more.
Yeah.
Jenavieve. Oh, so where can people find your stuff?
Well, Instagram is great. Jenavieve, and my website.
Yeah, your name.
Yeah, just your name. Jenavieve. So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks so much. Amazing having you on here.
Thank you.
See you around.
Yeah.